there are several examples of injustice and oppressions that resonate with the context of critics found in the book of Amos. So some of them are as follows. The first example is exploitation of the poor. In Malawi, there are instances of economic exploitation and unfair labor practices where the poor are taken advantage of and their rights are violated. For example, mostly in Malawi, small-scale farmers who make up a significant portion of the population often face unfair trade practices, low prices for their produce, and limited access to markets. Apart from that, many individuals living in poverty in Malawi work in low-paying jobs, often in agricultural sector. They also face exploitative labor practices, such as long working hours, lack of job security, and inadequate operational safety measures. And all these conditions perpetuate a cycle of poverty. And here we see that Amos chapter 2, verse 6 to 7 condemns the wealthy and powerful who trample on the poor, selling them for silver and crushing the needy. And the second example is corruption and bribery. In Malawi, corruption has been a persistent issue with the reports of bribery and embezzlements, leading to lack of justice for the marginalized and the vulnerable. For instance, we have the Cashgate scandal in 2013 and many more. Here, Amos 5, verse 12, denounces those who oppress the righteous, take bribes and deprive the poor of justice in court. And the third example is inequality and wealth disparity. Malawi has one of the highest income inequality rates in the world. The top 10% of the population holds a significant portion of the country's wealth, while the majority of the population lives in poverty. Here we can see that many only a few people are the richest people, the richest one in Malawi, while a huge number of people they are still poor. So apart from that, there's significant disparity in the access of the quality education in Malawi, and children from wealthy families have access to better school resources and opportunities, while children from the poor families often lack access to basic education. And even if they can make it to secondary school, they can't make it since the school fees has risen up due to the devaluation in this present circumstance. And any political system representation and voice for the majority of the population. All this resonate to Amos chapter 8, verse 4 to 6, where he criticizes those who exploit the needy and manipulate the market to increase their wealth, leading to the widening gap between the rich and the poor. And the fourth one is injustice in legal system. In Malawi, there have been instances of injustice in legal system that have raised the concerns of impartiality and fairness. There have been allegations of political interference. So there have been allegations of political interference in the judiciary where the ruling party exerts influence of the legal systems, leading to biased decisions and unfair of opposition figures or critics. Also, many individuals who have no influence experience prolonged periods of perpetual detention, often exceeding the legal limits. Even some judges, lawyers, and court officials have been at some point in time being reported of engaging in corrupt practices, such as accepting bribes to influence case outcomes. Here we see Amos 5, verse 10 to 12 condemns those who hate the ones who speaks the truth and pervert justice in courts. The second point is the role of Malawian civil society organizations in promoting social justice. Civil society organizations in Malawi they play a crucial role in promoting social justice and advocating for rights and welfare of citizens. Here are some of the ways in which Malawi civil society can contribute to the advancement of social justice. The first one is advocacy and the awareness raising. Civil society organizations in Malawi they need to work to raise awareness about social justice issues such as human rights violations, gender inequality, corruption, and environmental degradation. They can also advocate for policy changes, engage in public campaigns, and lobby for the rights and well-being of marginalized groups. And they can also do legal support and empowerment. So civil society organizations, they can provide legal aid and access to justice to marginalized individuals and communities who face discrimination or have limited access to justice by offering legal support and empowerment to individuals and communities who have experienced injustices. They offer even legal advice, representation, and assistance in navigating the legal system. This helps to address the power imbalances and ensure that the marginalized have access to justice. And also they can monitor, they can do the role of monitoring and accountability. So here, civil society organizations in Malawi, they can monitor the actions of the government, public institutions, and the private entities to ensure that they are acting in accordance with the social justice principles. So they can investigate and expose cases of corruption, human rights abuses, and other injustices. And they hold these entities accountable for any violations of injustice and work towards their rectification. The fourth role is capacity building and community development. Civil society organizations in Malawi, they can work to build the capacity of individuals and the communities to advocate for their rights and address social injustices. They can provide training workshops and the resources to empower communities to take action, engage in dialogue, and participate in decision-making processes. So they can equip people with necessary skills and knowledge to advocate for social justice and challenge discriminatory practices. And the fifth role, they can do service delivery and empowerment. And the Malawi civil society organizations can work directly with the communities to address social injustices and provide essential services. They can directly provide services like access to healthcare, education, legal aid, and livelihood support to the marginalized and the vulnerable groups. They can also focus on gender equality, environmental protection, and the poverty alleviation. They can also empower the marginalized groups through capacity building programs like skill development and the advocacy trainings. So another point is empowering the marginalized through prophetic voices. Okay, when you say empowering the marginalized through the prophetic voices, we simply mean, or it refers to the idea of using the prophetic voice to uplift and advocate for those who are marginalized and oppressed in the society. And when you say prophetic voices are individuals who speak out against injustice, inequality, and the oppression, often drawing on their moral and ethical beliefs. And the prophetic voices can be found in various contexts, including religious leaders, activists, artists, scholars, even community organizers who speak truth to power and advocate for the rights and dignity of marginalized individuals and the communities. So here are some of the ways in which the prophetic voices can empower the marginalized. So the first one is amplifying marginalized voices. So amplifying, thus making the voices of those who cannot be heard to be heard. So prophetic voices, these people can use their platform and influence to amplify the voices of the marginalized, or to make the voices of people that cannot be heard to be heard. So they can provide a platform for these individuals to share their stories, experiences, and the perspectives, ensuring that their voices are heard and acknowledged. The second point is inspiring hope and the resilience. So the prophetic voices, they can offer hope and the inspiration to the marginalized individuals and the communities. Their messages of resistance, resilience, and empowerment can motivate people to take action and believe in their own agency. So, and the third point is a third way of empowering the marginalized. It's through prophetic voices. Is building solidarity. So the prophetic voices can foster solidarity or unity among the different marginalized groups. They can create by creating networks and alliances. They can strengthen collective efforts and create a sense of belonging and empowerment. The fourth point is the fourth way of empowering the marginalized through prophetic voices is providing moral guidance. So these prophetic voices can provide moral guidance and ethical framework for addressing the need of the marginalized. They can draw on religious or spiritual teachings to advocate for compassion, justice, and equality. And the fifth one is advocacy and activism. So prophetic voices can engage in advocacy and activism to bring about tangible change. They can use their influence to raise awareness. To raise awareness about the issues faced by marginalized communities and work towards systematic change and social justice. Another point is strategies for advocacy and systematic change. So advocacy and systematic change are essential for addressing social injustice and creating lasting impact. So here are some of the strategies or ways that can be employed to effectively advocate for change and promote systematic transformation. The first one is conducting research and analysis to understand the root cause of the issue that are being advocated for. So those who are dealing with advocacy for systematic change, they need to follow strategies, or they need to conduct thorough research and analyze the situation before they advocate it for. So this will help to develop evidence-based arguments and identify the key stakeholders and decision makers involved. And another strategy is using various platforms and the mediums to raise awareness about issues and its impact on marginalized communities. This is to be done by utilizing social media, traditional media, public events, and the community outreach to raise an awareness amongst the people. And another way is conducting workshops, trainings, and the educational programs to build the capacity of marginalized communities and equip them with the skills and the knowledge necessary to advocate for their rights. And here, these those who are engaging in advocacy and the systematic change, they need to equip the people, the marginalized, so that they should be aware of what is happening, or to know about their rights or whatever happens to them.
Brother, there's no sound. No sound, no sound. Brother Patrick, hello.